everybody out there. So tonight I am sitting in the desert. Spend a lot of time in the desert these days. As you might notice, we're in a new desert. We've left the Mojave and we're in the land of the saguaro cacti now. It's that time of year. But we've got a beautiful night here, beautiful sunset right now. And I'm just out here taking a little stroll, enjoying it. The boys are all doing stuff, eating dinner and working on projects. So I have a little time to sit out here and think, which it's been a little while. I mean, we've done some updates and stuff, but I feel like I haven't really talked to you guys extensively and dropped my philosophy like I usually do on you. Kind of share my thoughts. And I always have a lot of thoughts. But tonight's thoughts are, I guess I would call it maybe like ups and downs. So I was just thinking about, I don't know, our journey, life, our world right now, the human condition. And I don't know, we've had our shares of ups and downs for sure. I'd say the downs over the years would be, well, not really downs, but just figuring everything out it's not always perfect, right? We talk about this being, paradise on pennies, paradise, which it's awesome relative, to, I think, any other type of layout for life. For me, this is paradise. This is awesome. But that doesn't mean everything's always perfect. That's not what paradise means, right? So we've had downs. Oh my goodness, well, I'd say over the last couple of years, one of the big things we put off traveling for the longest time to other countries. I mean, we have a good time traveling in America, but we really just wanted to do a trip together. I think the world's amazing and I wanted to see it, and I've done some traveling Ramsey really didn't get to, and it was a thing we really wanted to do was to go somewhere together. And if you guys have been following our story, we did. We finally sat down after putting it off for a long time and booked a trip to Peru. And the flights were relatively cheap, so we were pretty excited, but lots to do. We were just going to backpack. And of course, that's when COVID hit. So that was down enough that we didn't get to go. And then since then, we still have not gotten our money back on those flights. Yeah, and it's been years. Still working on that. So we could talk about that another day, but that was surely a big down because I actually worked and saved up a lot for that. So that was a big thing for us. And then to have, that was just... So there was that. Then vehicle issues. That's been troubling us, or was troubling us. We're doing a lot better now but we had to go through that whole switch of the vehicle. So obviously, that Chevy gave us lots of problems, and that it changes things. When you live on the road, when your vehicle is your home and you have issues with it, it throws things off. Again, like I said, it's paradise, but that doesn't mean it's always perfect. And that created issues. It was just a mess. And it took up a lot of time, changed our route. Yeah, it sucked. So that was definitely a down over the last couple of years. And then this year, definitely losing Lily was a big down. And I still, I've struggled with that. She was old, but it still wasn't really ready for that yet. That's been difficult. So those are just some of the things. And then, ups though, we've had, over the years we've traveled to a ton of places, and we just continue to explore. We don't always go back to the same ones. We have our old trustees, but we've really explored and found some good ones. We've met some amazing people on the road. Someday, actually, I'd like to highlight some of those, because it's been really interesting just to meet just really interesting people and good people. That's encouraging. They're kind of few and far between, but they're very special. So that's a huge up. And then, some of the stuff we've done, some of the volunteer work, and some of the just experiences have been really special. And so that's it right there, right? So like ups and downs. That's my thought tonight, that's the journey. That's kind of the point of life. But it's weird because there's the downs are there's ups and there's downs of life that are maybe to be expected, maybe like like death, like Lily dying, right? That's a down that you can't. I mean, you have to deal with that in life, and it doesn't mean it's easy, but it's something that we all will experience, and we can help each other work through those things. But that's kind of an expected sort of a down of life that is common among all of us. But then there's societal issues, inequalities, atrocities to the voiceless. Those are different. Those keep me up at night sometimes, but those are things we really shouldn't have to expect and have to deal with, but we do. And so that's kind of, I don't know, that's just a side thought, is these different types. So I wish we didn't have the latter to deal with, but we do. And I check out quite often. I just kind of work on my stuff, zone out, spend time in nature and quiet. But every once in a while I get to check in and see what's going on in the world, and I don't know. I don't know. In some ways, society has always had these types of issues. A lot of these are repeat if you look at history, right? But it is kind of scary too, and we're globalized, and there's a lot of like world level things that make me nervous, and things we shouldn't have to deal with if we would, if humans could work together a little better. But that's a whole nother topic too, right? But yeah, that's so our journey, we've had ups and downs, and our world right now is full of them. So what's my point? I don't know. I'm actually just thinking out loud. But I don't know. I think that there's a lesson in it, in that life isn't always perfect. But we can work to make the downs of others, where we know we'll always have ups and downs, but we can work to make the downs of others a little more up, right? And when they're down, we can bring them up. And I don't just mean people here too, right? Because it kind of troubles me a little bit that right now there's a lot of focus on people and people issues, and I get it. Again, I feel horrible for the voiceless, which includes children and certain groups within our world that have had their say taken. But it's not just people, that's animals, all the other animals, and that bothers me a lot, because I feel like their voice is not being heard, and it will increasingly not be heard as we become more and more focused on the human condition and human issues. So my thought is, just remember every day that there's ups and downs for all of us, and that we can be the up in someone else's down when we're up. And another thing is that I think that we can raise the bar together, so that, if there's always going to be ups and downs, it doesn't have to be, if you raise the plane, then the ups and downs oscillate on a higher plane, so that the downs aren't so down. So, I don't know. These are my thoughts, and I do worry about the other animals too. I've seen some things on the road that maybe I should tell you guys about, where just wrongs, and yeah, those are other downs, I guess. But with this, it's about, like, life is about learning and changing. That's what life is. So we take the downs with the ups, but that's where change, that's where learning happens, and that's where my learning has happened. I learned plenty before, but since I've been on the road, I've learned a lot more just by seeing so much more, and it's interesting. It gives a whole new thought, a whole new philosophy on life, and I'm very thankful and happy for that. I wouldn't want to give up the bad things, because those were part of the good things. The part of the things that I love and I'm passionate about have to do with the bad things I've seen. And yeah, so I like Edward Abbey's quote, which is anger implies love. So yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it. But I don't know, I just think that, yeah, so just kind of a, hey guys, this is what I'm thinking, and maybe a good thought for right now, considering some of the things that I saw when I looked at the news and media, and we can choose how we what we do with our time, which includes raising that plane. And you know, and that's my journey. That's what led me here. It's the ups and downs. Those are the things that made me make the decisions I've made, that made me end up where I am now. And a lot of people would be like, what, living in your car? But yes, those are the things that made me change and learn, and maybe want to be better every day, and realize that there is no perfect, but there's ups and downs, and we change every day. And yeah, so that is the journey. That is part of, I think, our whole thing here. Paradise on pennies. It's not paradise all the time. It's ups and downs. But we've made our life a version of a raised plane, right? So that we have surrounded ourselves with things that we love, and things and people and things that are good and authentic. And that's the paradise part of it. So there's some thoughts for the night, guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll try to give some more updates about what's going on around here. There will be some interesting things. Obviously, we've been working on all these projects and stuff, but other than that, it looks like the sun's going down, so I'm gonna head back to camp, and I'll leave you with those thoughts. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.